What's up, guys? How's everybody doing, man? It's Michael. That's my name. That's who I am. I'm also the attitude coach, and I'm also a biohacking advisor to human being to well-being. I'm coming on here today. You see, I'm sitting in my car. It's a beautiful day outside. It's about 5 o'clock on a Saturday, and right in this video, it might go for a long time. A lot of my videos always do. But what I want to talk about is dependency. Since I've jumped to this coaching, and I'm gonna tell you more, but when I've jumped into this coaching, I've had struggle to understand what I should be dependent on to work with people. Do I want to be dependent on my education? Do I want to be dependent on my own experiences? Do I want to be dependent on the wisdom that I already have? Do I want to depend on my past? Do I want to depend on what I can foresee in the future to hold a version of not only myself, but others towards who they truly are and who they truly want to be? And man, I'm having so much trouble because I also have my own struggles too. Right now, I'm going through a fast of social media. And when I mean I'm going through fasting means you learn to do without. But as you learn to do without, you build wisdom from within to know who you want to be by changing the narrative and reassociating yourself with where you divinely want to depend yourself on to survive. And right now, as a coach, I'm 27 years old. I'm young. Do I really have a lot of experiences to depend myself on to give to people? I mean, I do. I've had 7 surgeries. I've been a national champion my freshman year of college. I've had so many jobs. I mean, I've been a paper boy. I've sold cars. I've been a marketing agent. I could go down the line. But me depending on my job field, my social aspects, my athletic background, and family dynamics, me depending on that past to help me understand to be a coach, I can't figure out if it's healthy. I'm having such a problem to truly know how I want to reach people as a coach, because at the same time I'm trying to definingly reach myself to change my narrative to people. Because everybody wants to have self-help, help themselves. But when people can't self-help themselves, what do? They go be dependent on somebody that will help them get through the self-esteem that they have. Now, does that person always share the same experiences? You'd hope so. Do you hope that person can have the wisdom to help you get through whatever you're going through without them having the same experiences as you? You hope so. But when you become dependable on somebody, you really are looking for them to help you. And not just help you, but lead you and guide you and help you restore yourself for where you couldn't restore yourself at. And understand, there's people that are as strong as I am that still need to be restored in ways that I have to depend on somebody else on. And right now I am struggling on finding who can help me depend. I'm struggling on who I can find to help me depend on where I'm trying to move myself forward and change my narrative. My narrative have always been a giver. has always been a person you can depend on. Michael's a leader. Michael's a communicator. Michael's very responsible. Now, when I know I have those gifts, there's times that I truly go look at those gifts in other people. I go look at them in my girlfriend. I'll go look at them in my mother. I'll go look for them in my sister. I will go look for them in my brother. I will go look for them in my friends, acquaintances, business partners, whatever. Do I always find it? No, because I have those gifts. I have those gifts. Now, do they have those gifts? Yes, they do. They have them in different ways, but guess what? Those ways that they have those gifts have never been dependable to me, because I've never depended on them to show those gifts to me. So when they have to go show those gifts now to me, they're confused. Or maybe they might drift it off the wrong way because they're going to tell you about their experience, and that experience doesn't help you reach the answers you needed to move forward through yours. If you've ever had that problem, please sit back and talk with me right now, or even listen or reach out to me. Because I am somebody, like I said, I'm 27 years old. I'm in a position right now where dependency is creating a scarce belief in my mind. Because I feel like the people that are in my life, even though I have positions in my life of great, powerful people in society, in our culture, I know pastors, I know coaches, I know people that are teachers, I know people that were great teamwork and work co-workers, that were great people. But they weren't dependable people. They were great people. They were great people at church. They were great people at school. They were great people at work. They were great people to understand the questions that I would ask that was in their field. But then when I would have questions I would just need dependency. I would just need their dependency because my independence is struggling right now. They couldn't help me. Or they would help me. They'd give me an exercise, if it is praying, if it is trying to go do this, try to go do that, from their own experiences, but it would never catch my mind frame, or it never would catch my critter brain to change to respect the customs that they preached to me. And there's been times where I've taken myself through many different books to try to gain knowledge, because I don't have a lot of money to go through counseling. That's funny, right? I'm a coach and I'm asking people to come work with me, and one thing they'll always say is I don't have the money. And I'm somebody that wants to coach people but still knows that I have growth to still do, and know that I don't have the money to go get a counselor, but I'm doing everything in my life and perspective to still find growth, no matter who I can or can't depend on. And that is hard, because I'm a dependable person, if that makes sense. There's people out here that will say, oh, I'm an independent person. I'm an independent person. And I really do believe people are. There are people out there. But I'm a dependable person. And when I mean I'm a dependable person not only to help me reach the heights that I want to reach, to succeed and to perform well and to have a great well-being and health, but I'm also dependable in the seasons and times when you don't have anything, or when you do have everything, to help you stay who you are. Because that's what I want to see out of you. I want to see you hold your character when you're at the true place in your life that means everything to you. And what I mean by holding your character is that means you do communicate. You are honest. You are willing to take on new challenges and practices to help you find a more divining meaning to who you are. And that's not easy for everybody to make that choice, but I'm telling you though, everybody makes that choice. You know why? Because when you make that choice, you either find pain or you find healing. And I know where I've found pain because I've decided to take the second route first instead of the first route. I put it second. A lot of us do that within the talks that we have in our head, within the voices we have in our head, within the motives that come out of the tingleness of our bodies when we listen to our body for what it wants or even needs. And how well do you act on those? I'm not going to put words into your mouth because I don't know. But how well I act within on mine is very exclusive. It's very elite. Because I am not willing to let myself always go down the bad path that I went through before. But at the same time, it takes strength to not only not push myself down that path, but also not to bottle it up inside to create stress, but to be vulnerable and to reveal it to the person that I feel like I need to talk to it about it the most, so I get a direct answer. And sometimes that can't always be a human being. Sometimes I have to hold it by my faith in the supernatural of me knowing I'm a believer in God. And I'm a believer in Jesus. And I am. And sometimes that scares me too. And I know it scares you. But please understand, even though none of us have the money to get help, we all say we don't have the money, which we do. We just would rather use it in things that we don't want to be honest about where we need help. We'd rather just keep on camouflaging and masking ourselves to understand what we're going through is okay. It will get better soon enough. And it will get better soon enough, but what will that turmoil turn into? A medication? An addiction? Loneliness? Helpless? Or not even any of those? What if it is richness? What if it is righteousness? What if you're so stuck up in your richness and your righteousness because you had to walk that road alone, so you don't want nobody with you now when you are rich and famous because nobody was with you before? And that's the mindset that I'm trying not to create to people as I'm trying to change my narrative of who I am besides just being an athlete and a giver. I'm truly trying to change my narrative to be more to people because I believe I can be more of a respect to people to help them change and evolve to love who they truly are, not to resist and not to take away until they are ready, till you are ready. But understanding that somebody's willing to walk with you every single time when you believe you're not ready, or even when you are ready, to jump with you off that cliff, or to jump with you in that leap of faith, or even just to jump with you to make it over that crack in the sidewalk so you don't trip. Y'all know that can happen. You know, you hit that curb and you weren't meant to hit that curb, but you're like, man, I should have been more aware. It's that simple. It's that simple. And that simplicity is what's bothering me. And I know it's what's bothering you. I know it's bothering all of us because we're in such a developing world right now that we're losing the way. We are losing our way to develop ourselves because the world is developing around us. It's not normal anymore. It's developing. It's changing. And where are you going to change? Where are you going to decide to say that you're not normal anymore and it's time to develop and change to restore what is normal within you? That is factual. That is healthy, that is nutritioned. And understand, you probably still won't be perfect, and that's okay. Because depending if you're my age, we still have some time for growth. I'm young. If there is somebody my age that's going to sit back and listen to me, understand it's okay. But understand it's not okay. You know, it's time to fight the battles that our elders fight every day, and it's time to teach those battles to the younger generation so that they can be better than us when they reach these stages in life. But the thing is, I'm not going to shy away from the truth. I'm going to be very blunt to people. That's what I love to do. I love to tell the truth. I love to be honest, and I love to be blunt. But at the same time, I cannot dodge respect or disrespect that you might have for yourself, that I want to change that narrative out of you. I want you to respect yourself. I want you to respect the first thought that came into your mind. And I want you to disrespect that second thought that came into your mind. I want you to respect the narrative that you grow to have within yourself to expand to the masses of people that you want to connect with, because we are people that love to connect and problem solve. But if we can't do those narratives, and we have to create ourselves to be stagnant, and we have to create ourselves to be stuck, I don't believe that is fair, because you are better than that. And don't let no one cigarette, don't let no can of dip, don't let no blunt of weed, and don't let no joint of weed, don't let no beer, no vodka, no tequila, no wine, and no self-sabotage sit here and tell you that nobody's not thinking about you to connect with you, to help you understand that, hey, I'll sit back and drink that one beer with you, but I'm also willing to hear how well you're trying to better yourself, no matter how many beers you drink. Because that day when you decide to put that beer down and actually follow that thought of change, I know you will do it. It's not easy, but it is easy because you respect yourself and you're willing to forgive and forget and move forward. But it's funny when I say that, you're willing to forgive, forget, and move forward, because some people can't do the middle one. Forget. The memory is so strong. But understand, you're strong too. I feel like maybe I've talked in circles, but I hope I've reached somebody today to understand what I'm trying to do for myself, to help change my narrative, to be in light of others while I'm around them. I work here, everywhere. I work in my car, but I work at a church. I help run a food pantry. I love being around strangers and volunteers that I don't know, to hear wisdom, to hear insight, to hear where maybe they have struggles, and to hear maybe where they just want to find time of peace and stillness, so they come here to volunteer. They come out and do an act of good to find peace and gratitude in their life. Now, I know there are some people that go find peace in a sense of negative and sacrifice of their own nature. I've been there too. We all will progress out of those, but at the same time, you can't take those practices with you. And when you do take those practices with you, please take the time to be vulnerable within yourself and not bottle them up inside. And please take them to the person that you know that will respect you and help you change yourself to be the best you. To be the best you, not for them to help you change so then they can be cocky and confident about the advice they gave you. It's so that they can feel sincere and empathetic about the advice they gave you, because they cared for your well-being, they cared for your future, and they cared for the character that you walk around with, because they know how much you want to respect others and see others do as good or as well as you are. And when it's time for somebody to go work on themselves, let them work on themselves. But when it's time for them to open up and be like, hey, have I worked enough on myself? Can you see it? Tell them the truth. Because when you tell them the truth, after that, give them a teaching moment to understand where they can get back on their horse and keep grinding. Because there's times where I've went and talked to somebody where I felt like this is the only person that where I can get advice from for wherever I'm going, for whatever I'm going through. You know, as a man, I go through a lot of things. You know, men go through sex issues. You know, if we getting sex, we having sex. If you're in a relationship or you're single or you're not, whatever. Eating. You know, I love to try to stay in shape. You know, at the same time, I'm 27. People say by the time you hit 30, your body can go to whack. I'm not trying to have that happen either, you know? So going through that as well, it's getting kind of hot in my car. You know, Michael's getting kind of hot, starting to sweat. I don't want to sweat too hard in front of y'all. But I'm not trying to spill into myself right now. Like I said, what I'm here for is to talk about dependency, man. And I truly feel we have lost it because how much it costs to have it. And understand, even if it didn't cost a lot and it cost a little, we wouldn't take our time. We'd waste, you know, because when you can find dependency that is priceless, how do you use it? That's my question to you. When you find dependency that is priceless from somebody, something, or whatever it is that's going to help you develop into your true self, how do you use it if it's priceless? Do you take care of it? Do you attend to it every day? Do you make sure it looks a certain way so you make sure you incorporate yourself in a certain way? Or my other question is this. If you're looking for something dependable and it's pricey, how do you make sure you get in front of that pricey dependentness that you need so that you can have it and use it to your best efforts to create the best person you are in your life? Again, I'm not making this video for people to turn their backs on me, but I'm also not making these videos to push people away. I'm truly making these videos because I truly want to find people that are willing to take the time out of themselves to find where they're confused, to find where they don't have dependency, and come reach out to me, because I don't have it either. And when I mean I don't have it either, is where I know I need it at. I have dependency, like I told you before. I'm not going to run in circles, but I told you I have dependency. I have friends. I have people in great positions. But at the same time, the position where I do need somebody, I don't have it. And I don't want to go look in the past to find it. And I'm having struggles with trying to find it in the future because I don't have the money. So where is the dependency that I can have in my present, that I don't bottle up in my stomach, that I don't release stress out onto people, but where I'm honorable and I'm vulnerable and I'm sitting in a transformational mind that somebody will take me under their wing and be like, boy, you got this. Don't give up. Keep coming forward. Don't give in. But give me the right answers to kick myself in the butt and change. To know that I can help bring that narrative of change to other people around me. Not just because I'm dependable and I'm priceless, but because I'm dependable and I have a price. Because I want your price to be higher than mine. Because your life is more valuable than mine. Because I've taken the time now to work on mine so that I can work with you on yours. Don't disrespect yourself anymore. Respect yourself. Forgive yourself and find the people that will depend on you to help change you, because you're ready to change, to be dependent for other people that need you. I love all of you. Share this with somebody. Please like the button. And I plan on seeing you guys again. My next video will be about sessions that I have with you, but this video I just had to make right now because, guys, I'm in a position of where I don't want to push people away, but I want people to come forth to tell their truth to me so I can work on their truth with them. Because I am going to lay down my truth all to you. Not saying I can depend on y'all, but just to tell you that I'm laying it all down. I'm not ready to lay down. I'm not ready to sacrifice my life. The one that breathes. But I am willing to lay down the life that brings the reality that I have in my eyes to change the narrative for the better. And I hope I can find and have people that will do it with me. Thank you. God bless all of you and love you all.